Hi, fourth graders. Here's practice instructions for the vacation week and a couple of weeks after that. If you are in town during vacation, please keep practicing. Maybe you will skip a day or two, that's all right, but make sure that you keep practicing. If you are away, then of course you are not going to take your violin with you. Just make sure you catch up when you get back. I am attaching to this post on Google Classroom the pages from the book. If you own the book, use that as you are practicing. If you don't have the Young Strings in Action book, then I strongly recommend that you print those pages out, and then you can use them for practicing and playing as well. So the first thing you will see in your packet is the page that says Action 4. And for those of you who have a book, this is on page 7. And that just reminds you how to hold the bow. Remember, everything is curved, relaxed, just at the right places where it needs to be on the bow. And that's what this page is about. The next page in the packet is Action 11. This is page 21, so we skipped a bunch of pages here. And that reminds you of how you need to hold the instrument when you actually play tunes with fingers. So I will do a quick reminder the way we did it in class. So first finger right here, you touch the nut, and my hand position is kind of straight. It doesn't fall like this or bend like that, so just kind of straight. And my thumb is sticking out just a little bit right here. See that? Just a little bit. It's not next to the nut, it's away from the nut. It's more like your second finger tape place on the fingerboard. And there's a mouse hole right here, see that? And my fingers are all above the fingerboard, so my knuckles, this row of knuckles, kind of, see, they all line up in the row next to the fingerboard like this. Okay, so that is the left hand position reminder. Now let's go to the tunes. The first 3 tunes are just warm-ups. So there are open strings tunes. Number 22 is Highlander, and 23 is Lowlanders. So in number 22, you have E's, you have A's, D's, and G's. So every open string and every note for it. Make sure that if there are 2 E's in a row, you play 2 E's. If there are 1 A, then you only play A. So those symbols that look like that, like a wiggly worms, so those are rests, and they're 1 beat rest, 1 quarter rest. So this tune sounds this way. For now, you can hold it here, my good bow hold, and here we go. Ready, go. E, E, A, E, E, A, and I lift and start down bow again. D, D, G, G, D, D, G, and I lift and start down bow again from E. E, E, A, E, E, A, and I lift and D. G, G, D, G, D. And that's the end of the tune. So I start down bow in the beginning, I start down bow every time after the rest in this tune, And because it says forte, this letter F in the very beginning, which means loud, I am going to use maybe like this much bow all the time. I start kind of where the middle of the bow is, and I use this much bow. Okay, so the next tune, Lowlanders, starts with 2 rests. That actually usually means in music that someone else is playing at that time, so it doesn't necessarily mean that nobody is playing. But in your music, you start with the rests. And then you have Gs, you have Ds and As, no E note in this tune. Same thing, pay attention where the rests are, pay attention how many Gs or Ds or As you play in a row. Pay attention that you start down bow, and sometimes it says down, so that's the kind of a gate looking, a staple looking symbol, and sometimes it says up, that's like a V symbol, so you need to follow up on that. Sometimes it says lift, same thing, you need to follow up on that. And finally, there is a letter P in the beginning. P stands for piano, and piano means quiet. And now you're still going to start from like the middle of the bow right here, but you don't need to use as much of the bow. You can maybe use like this little, okay, 2-3 inches on the bow, and that's it. So that's how this song sounds. Rest, rest. Rest, rest, and now just 1 G. Rest, and D down bow. Rest, rest, rest. Rest, rest, rest. All right. And by the way, I just noticed I held my hand right here when I played. You could do it, but it will be a little bit easier for you if you just hold the instrument here for all of these open strings tunes, okay? And the last one of the open strings tunes is number 30, Super Sleuth. And so let's look at the music again. There are Ds, there are As, there are Gs. See how many times does it go. It does say that the first time we need to play it quietly, so we're gonna use a little bit of bow. The second time we need to play it forte, so we're gonna use like this much bow again. It never gets too close to the frog. It's always like the middle of the bow and upper half of the bow sections. Now, here's the tricky part. You see how on the last line it says number 1 and like a bracket like this, and then number 2. So number 1 means that it's the first ending. You played the first time. Then you repeat. When it says repeat, you go all the way back to the beginning. And then when you play it the second time, you get to the first ending, but you don't play it. You skip it. You go straight to the second ending. So if you play this music 2 times in a row, the first ending is for playing it the first time through, and the second ending is for playing it the second time through. By the way, in the first ending, the notes are eighth, so they will be twice as fast than the quarter notes. You will hear it when I play it. And finally, just to make sure that you are not confused about it, you see how this tune has 2 lines? Actually, the other tunes, it was the same thing, right? And the first of the 2 lines each time has bigger notes, and the bottom line each time has the smaller notes. So you are only going to play the lines with the bigger notes. Okay? So here we go. Number 30, Super Sleuth. 1, 2, 3, 4. bit of bow every time because it is piano. Now go to G string. Keep using just a little bit of bow. And now G. Now my eighths are coming. They're going to be loud and twice as fast. Here's the beginning of the tune. Now the G is coming. The next line. Third line, and now I'm gonna skip to the second ending. Here's the second ending. It's a whole note, it is 4 beats long, and it says piano subito. That means that I will start playing quietly all of a sudden. I played loudly before, now it is quiet. So it's a long tape. You will have to break it down in a few pieces when you practice, but please make sure you listen to it a few times. Like you practice today, listen to it, you practice the next day, listen to it again. All right, on to the next tape.